Good afternoon. I want to thank everybody who joins us. My name is Ola Tamanova and Ukraine Media Center Ukrinform continues its operation today. It's day 425 of the full-scale invasion of our homeland by Russian aggressor, and now we will be talking about the situation in Dnipropetrovsk region. Joining us online is Mykola Lukashuk, head of the Dnipropetrovsk Regional Council. Good afternoon, Mr. Mykola. Good afternoon, Mr. Mykola. We know that this night the occupiers inflicted another strike on Marhanets and Nikopol. What is the aftermath of the shelling, and what is the situation in the region in general? Look, the situation is as follows. Within the last couple of days we were witnessing the attacks when the enemy was using Shaheds, and as of now there were attacks with the use of UAVs, dropping the explosive devices on Marhanets community. All the Shaheds that were attacking our region were intercepted by our air defense forces in other regions. Currently the situation in the region is stable and under control. All the bodies of local government are operating, as well as medical and other critical infrastructure. We see the intensification of Shahed's activity in the region. What is it related to? Well, I think it's clear. If you check the distance between Bakhmut and the center of Dnipro, it's 260 kilometers along the roads. If you look at the Zaporizhzhia direction using the roads through the Sinelnikov district to Gulay-Polya-Polokh, it's 170 kilometers distance. It's the same zero distance that we keep reading on a daily basis about in the reports. So we understand that Shaheds keep coming from the direction of the Sea of Azov, and obviously they cannot go any other way than through our region. Well, we know that the region is not only being constantly shelled, but there is also significant flooding there. What is the situation with the flooding in the region? Well, the flooding was in Kamensky community and Dnipropetrovsk district, as according to the information of the State Emergency Service. 89 local households are flooded in Obukhivka, and mostly our rescuers work in Petrikivska community and Dnipro district. If we check out the water level, it's decreasing. For example, in Kamensky reservoir, the water fell 13 centimeters, and in the rivers from 1 to 10 centimeters. Mr. Mykola, as to the recovery operations, has the region already initiated the works on recovery of the facilities destroyed by the occupiers? Well, we can start talking about the recovery in the regions who suffered most of the Russian aggressor. It's Nikopol district, a part of Kryvyi Rih district, and part of Sinelnikov district. Well, talking separately about Sinelnikov district, well, you see that the shellings are going on almost on daily basis, or otherwise there are attacks with the use of UAVs against our peaceful communities. Any recovery works are in fact impossible. We're talking about Nikopol, for example, in case of Nikopol, because the distance to Energodar is from 4 to 20 kilometers, is the direct area of damage of any construction material or any personnel who would work on the recovery of residential areas. Talking about, for example, Kryvyi Rih district, mostly there were 3 schools destroyed to the ground in Apostolovo. In Kryvyi Rih district there were rockets incoming in that direction, but the reconstruction works can only be initiated after the approval of the resolution 593 of the local government, because all of the support is concentrated on the assistance to the armed forces and to enable the medical facilities operation, because in our region is the main cluster which provides support and aid to the people from Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson region. Almost all of the deoccupied Kherson region, they come to Kryvyi Rih for medical services. And according to that resolution, any capital construction is prohibited for the time being. This is why this work is not yet in progress, but we plan to have a session of the regional council on the 28th of this month. The new programs will be adopted and new funds will be allocated to support and reconstruction of our rehabilitation centers and other facilities. We have questions on the floor, please. Good afternoon, Irina Momchur, Ukrinform. My first question is about the people, the three people that were injured after the strike on the Nikopol community. Are they hospitalized? What is their condition? Good afternoon, Miss Irina. Look, one person was injured by shrapnel. They're hospitalized. The condition is stable and all the necessary medical aid was provided. Other people were injured by explosion and they are being treated in their homes. Thank you very much. Another question is about the seasonal agricultural works. In those districts that you mentioned which suffer the most, Sinelnikov, Kryvyi Rih, Dnipro district, what is the condition of the sowing campaign over there? What do the agrarians do? Do they actually have an opportunity to continue their works? Do you have any information about the parts of the agricultural lands where the sowing campaign will be impossible? Okay, let's go district by district. The first problem for today is in the communities along the forward edge of the battle area. For example, in Nikopol region, it's obviously the mining problem. Our state emergency service keeps working. The miners keep working. Obviously, no volunteers or community cannot support them in their works, because the demining should be going on in compliance with all the standards. It should be coordinated with all the relevant services. The demining of the territory is underway. What is the threat, though? The threat is the incoming attacks, and some projectiles may remain unexploded, and some fields in Nikopol district which border on Energodar across the water reservoir, there is still a threat for agricultural manufacturers. Talking about Kryvyi Rih district, the demining is going on in quite an intense manner there, because this is where we border on Kherson region, and the distance to the occupiers was 4 to 6 kilometers from there. So demining is underway there, and the sowing campaign is going on there. The agrarians are already sowing there in the fields. The number of fields is not so big, and our press service can give you the exact number of the lands, the exact area. Talking about the Sinelnikov district, after the beginning of the full-scale invasion, there was a lot of strikes, and our pyrotechnics keep working in that area, and their focus is to enable the agrarians to start the sowing campaign so they could start paying taxes, could pay their leasers. Yes, please, we would appreciate if you give us the percentage of the agricultural lands or some absolute numbers in hectares, how many hectares cannot be sown due to dense mining or constant attacks on them. Thank you. Yes, our press service will give you those numbers after this broadcast. Thank you, Mr. Mykola. Thank you for joining our broadcast. I'm reminding you, joining us was Mykola Lukashuk, the head of the Dnipropetrovsk Regional Council. Dear friends, our team is working on our schedule for tomorrow. Please follow our announcements, bear with us, and we continue working for our victory and glory to Ukraine.